Hey guys, welcome back to the Rocky Mountain Preppers. So today, we're doing a little bit of programming. My buddy got these Radioddity, if I can talk, GA-510s. He needed something with a little bit more boost in power than what he currently was running. He was running some FRS, GMRS type deals. I was like, yeah, I'll program those up for you. Yeah. So he got a fleet of 4, I guess you could call them. They're $50 a piece. They're not bad. They're a better Baofeng, if we're being honest. A few more menu options. It's a little bit better laid out. Top emergency button, it used to be on the side. Press and hold, and then the knob on it is really nice. It's got a solid click. Anyone with the UE5R, the click was good for about a day or so, or at least my experience. And so yeah.
Welcome. Channel mode.
And then so software-wise, you are going to need, if you have one of these new nowadays. They have 2. This is new 2023. It's 2024 now. That once you get that, and it's all download. You want to into your downloads. It's going to be the software. I tried to run the old stuff, but this is the new stuff. Works just fine. You run it, you'll be all good to go. The driver will install itself. So yeah, you're going to want to go over here to your. This is going to be the software type. That GA-510 is the old version. It did not work with this. And then double check your COM port. I had a few errors doing this earlier. So yeah, always double check COM ports. In my instance, it's COM 10. I know that for a fact. COM 7, it's trying to register my mouse. And so yeah, and then read radio. And then it's going to show a program, and your top receive light's going to flash green like crazy while it's sending stuff. I don't know. Can you see that? No, you can't. Yeah, the contrast is high on that, and while it's programming, you really can't change that. This one I think I already programmed, so I'm just going to show you how I set stuff up. And yeah. And besides, I need to change a few things on how I programmed it. So you got your VHF range, your UHF range. I don't know why it has it in drop-down options if you can't change it. And then if you go to channel, you got your channels listed. This is what I programmed with. I'm going to change some of this now. So, and then if you want to see like your general settings. So this is the boot screen. That's just some stuff. Timeout timer, squelch, voice alert, all that good stuff. There was something in here I was going to change, I thought. FM area, this has the classic Baofeng FM receive, so if you want to turn that off, you can. I'm going to leave it on just in case, whatever. PTTID, shut that off. Channel 00, so that really doesn't matter. Channel edit, channel 1. So I have this set as a merge channel with 100 Hz tone. Signaling code, just default that to 1. Set that to off. I don't want to run that now. Then there should be a Roger beep option somewhere. Let's see. All this stuff matches. This is just defaults. There's a channel all the way at the bottom that was defaulted in. That drives me crazy why I did that. I can't get it to delete, so we'll just go on with it. Roger beep, Roger beep, Roger beep. Then alarm mode, send sound that's for your alert deal, if you want it, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. Tail revert. There's one more thing. I don't remember what it was. I'll find it here in a second, more than likely. Phone system. It might have been. Shut that off because that was. I had this set to a DTMF. I didn't like it. It's a little bit of a nuisance. So Roger beep is already enough of a nuisance. But I'll just enable that. That way you can hear it. PTTID. That was the DTMF enabled type stuff. There's usually channel space. I might have to enable Roger beep in the front panel, depending on what I can find. Scan type, DTMF side. That's some more key up stuff. Channel mode. Timeout timer, squelch. Roger. It just says Roger for the Roger beep, and the Roger beep is the ba-da-doom, or however it sounds with a bow thing. That's how it sounds to me. It sounds a little different. So that was a MERS. MERS is multi-use radio services. That's kind of what Walmart or Sam's Club would use. You're allowed to operate, just do not cause interference. That's their only type rule on there, if we're being honest. Then there's a little bit more channel info if you want to take a look at that. And that's going to be set to GRS1 with transmit and receive CTCSS of 100. Channel edit, does this have a little bit more info? It does not. So, this, I was just staring at it, I thought. Oh yeah, Roger beep, that was already enabled. So that's the long and short of how you program. I'm going to add in the NOAA so that they can hear that if they want to. Set that. Can you make this not transmit? I wonder. Okay, it's going to default to 136, so you know that. NOAA weather. Leave all that set. It's narrowband. It doesn't matter if you're receiving. It just makes it to where there's not as much background noise if you're in a low signal area. Make all these match high power. We'll set that to low. Just, yeah, not much more I can do. And that, do not add that to the scan because NOAA is continuous broadcast, so it'll just get in the way. This one at the bottom. I shouldn't put my camera right there, but whatever. Let's see. I'll just move me. Should busy lock is about as good as it's going to get, I think. Yeah, there's no add or delete on here. I need to practice this cheap software more often than just special events such as this. So with all that done, you're going to want to write to radio. Then while that's doing that, I have we'll just grab this older radio of mine. It's just an Alinco GA-510 Tom. This is my first ham radio. I had a Baofeng that I just used for scanning, but it broke before I got my ham license. We'll just go into receive only with a 151 to 82. 151 820. Unplug this. No, if you unplug it from the radio or from your cloning cable or program cable from the computer before the radio, it'll hot mic because there's some sort of trip or something that activates it. Then there's just the tones and tell me I change in transmit power. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. And I got the put them at the end, that way they know the transmission's over. So we got one down. And now with that, since these are all kind of the same dealio as far as the radio, you can just, and it's nothing digital, so you don't have to worry about messing up a clone or an ID. You can just plug in the next one, change whatever info you want. So on the boot screen, I have them saying radio 1, radio 2, radio 3, radio 4. So if you go to general settings, just go here, backspace 2, and then everything else should stay the same. And then write again. And then you guys in the program. It does receive for a split second, then it goes into transmitting power. The contrast, you really can't fix much on that. And so yeah, that's about the gist of it. I must say I'm kind of impressed for as nice as these radios are. They're $20 more than the UV5R was when I first started out. And I'm relatively impressed. So yeah, I think that was it. And then
2, 3.
Colorado, here is the latest weather synopsis.
I'm not going to broadcast that too
1 2
long.
7.
And then that's that random channel that didn't work. So the reason I put 2 channels in is so that we can test them with so I can test them with my buddy when this weekend, see which works better, whether it's VHF or UHF. And yeah, that's about the gist of it. I might change a few things after we decide what's better, VHF or UHF. We're probably going to go UHF since he already had some UHF radios. But I like to give everyone all the options. And then if you're going to, little side note, if you're going to clone other things such as a digital radio, such as the Motorola XTS, there is a cloning deal. Make sure you get your ID set correctly when you clone, otherwise you will mess it up. And if you are on a legit system, which why you would be cloning on a legit trunking system, I would never understand why you would do that. But yeah, just a little side note. And then all in all, I must say I am pretty impressed with these little radios. They're when I saw how cheap they were, I'm like, they're gonna be clammy. They're not clammy at all. They feel just about as good as a Motorola would. So yeah, this one is not liking the software I'm trying to send it. That's that VFO. That's for if you're in frequency mode and you're just slapping stuff in just to slap it in. Right. Please write that. Oh, that would explain it. My cable was not plugged in. Oops. See the radio now. And you are going to get it. Please check all. Okay. Of course, I get 2 radios in and it does not like me. Please.
Welcome. Channel mode.
Yep. Let's try and write it one more time. There. See, even having a slight problem as this was not plugged in all the way and I had to restart it. Thankfully, it wasn't a driver issue. Driver issues are probably one of the biggest things with these radios I've noticed. At least in my experience, that's probably just operator error. More than likely. So, yeah. And then this last radio, and then this final radio, so yeah, same deal. Make sure it plugs in all the way. The kits that my buddy bought, they had the radio, spare battery, charger, and one of those cheapo surveillance earpieces. So when I still left it in the bag, it's a little better than when they first started out with the bow things. The button was just tiny, could barely click it. But yeah, all in all, pretty impressed. So yeah, this one's gonna switch to radio 4. Then once you get that, and then yeah, if you want to change it's where it doesn't talk to you, it's gonna be voice alert, and then language might have something to do with it too. Yeah, and then then you can disable voice alert, and then this one still has Chinese. Okay, that's kind of funny. But here's a radio with the
2, 3, 1, 2, 7, 1.
And then yeah, if you want to make it to where it doesn't have that, you just disable voice alert, plug it back in, make sure it's plugged in, good to go. It'll reprogram. This one, it's taken lightning quick fast because I just threw 3 channels in it. There's a grand total of 4 because of that one that refused to delete. And then yeah, that's about the gist of it. I'll see when my buddy wants to go out and do a range test with these, see how they sound. So yeah, now you don't have the voice every time you key it up. You don't have something talking to you every time you hit it. So yeah, that's about the long and short of it. Any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. If you have a way to contact me, I will answer ASAP. Yeah, there's some stuff that's going to be coming here in the foreseeable future. My Harris 100P I finally got dealt with. The 100M you saw in a little bit in a short with the BK. That 100M, I'm waiting on a couple more parts to show up, and then it'll be good to go. And other than that, yeah. So with that, Rocky Mountain Prepper, have a good one.